When someone mentions the term FPS or MMORPG, you immediately know the approximate experience they are describing. If someone mentions roguelike, you have a distinct vision for what pieces will be part of that game. You know there will be an individual run where you get as far as you can. You get randomized goodies to help you along the way, and hopefully you can synergize enough of them to get to the end of the run. All roguelikes will have a different little specialty here and there, a change up in formula or structure every now and then, but for the most part, you know what a roguelike is. You know what the experience entails. Now, what comes to your mind when I say aim trainer? You might not picture much at all, as you may be entirely unfamiliar with the genre. In this case, you were probably taking some guesses. The name is literally aim trainer, so it's gotta be a tool for getting good at aiming. That's what most people think. Aim trainers are just a tool. They exist with the purpose of allowing players to practice aiming. It is not a game, but rather a means to getting better at some other game. An aim trainer is just a chore to complete, a means to an end. This is where everyone is wrong. Aim trainers are the perfect intersection between FPS games, MMOs, and arcade games. To understand just how enjoyable an aim trainer is, you might have to be wired in a certain way. You might have to have the proper brain chemistry. If you have spent extensive time playing MMOs, you will absolutely understand what I'm about to say. I like when the number goes up. As someone who has gotten deeply sucked into games like Warframe, MapleStory, World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy XIV, I know this about myself. I love grinding for the sake of pushing some arbitrary value. Something about the brain just desires the grind and requires the next +1. And aim training is literally just trying to +1 a score. It is about waking up and having some objective, some small victory to take, some small progression in that day, all of which is building to something bigger. Now, there is another category of gamer that will definitely understand competitive FPS players. Now, this one is intuitive just because they are literally they're both aiming. But more importantly, we love grinding ranks. You probably know what it's like to hit gold for the first time in your favorite FPS. And if you don't, you gotta hop on aim trainers for a different reason. The feeling is incredible. It's a sensation of accomplishment that I don't even get when accomplishing real shit, like getting a good grade or a job or whatever. In aim trainers, we got benchmarks. These have ranks. Once you hit a threshold, you can hit gold on a certain type of aiming. The only difference is it's way better than in an FPS because it has nothing to do with how ass your teammates are. It's just you and the orbs. Your rank is truly reflective of your growth and your growth alone. Now, maybe I've convinced you that it's got similar attributes to other games in terms of progression, but you might be scratching your head thinking, well, is the gameplay itself fun? The answer I'm going to tell you is obviously going to be yes. But to make that case, let me make another connection to another genre of game. A classic style of game, in fact, arcade games. These games were the inception of video games. They have an incredibly simple gameplay loop with basic mechanics, but with a simple focus on fun and getting high scores. This falls directly in line with the aim training experience. We are literally out here playing Duck Hunt in 2025 and we are loving it. Aim trainers are basically an assortment of arcade minigames that all improve your aim. To make one last comparison, I'm gonna bring up the Souls-like genre. My favorite game of all time is Dark Souls 3. Now, an aim trainer certainly ain't no Souls-like. That much is obvious. However, there is something strangely similar between the two. I remember the first time I fought the Nameless King. I spent hours and days trying to beat him. It was a beautiful balance of careful studying of his timing and mechanics, and just bashing my head against the wall. And when I finally beat him, I felt like I could do anything. I felt like if I really put my all into something, then I knew I could power through and achieve it. No other game has given me that feeling until Kovaak's. Spending months just trying to get a master score on VT, PGT, Intermediate, S5 was really and truly rewarding. Aim training is the perfect blend of a multitude of gaming genres. The beautiful simplicity of a perfect gameplay loop. We have the thrill of a new high score.
Yeah! Yes, dude! Oh my god, we got it. I was freaking out at the end of there. When I did a little click, I did a little miss.
The pride and accomplishment of getting a new rank.
That's Jade, baby. Let's go! We're master! Woo! It only took us about 4 months. But we went from iron to master.
Aim trainers are the culmination of what makes almost every genre of video game great. Other than story games, but I don't really play that. Recently, I got into aim training as a way to just improve my aim in Fortnite. It was a simple idea with a simple motivation. But 4 months later, I barely even play Fortnite. I'm grinding aim trainers 4 to 6 hours a day. I just can't help myself. Aim trainers are the most fun and fulfilling gaming experience I have had in ages. Aim trainers are not just tools, they're games.